traditionalized. It is actually passing on what we understand from these commentaries and the writings of our teachers. This sutta is called Malunkyaputta, or in some edition it is called Malunkyaputta. This sutta is delivered to a monk called Malunkyaputta. That is why it is called Malunkyaputta Sutta. Malunkyaputta is the name of a monk. We find him in conversation with the Buddha in some other suttas. What this means? The meaning of his name is just son of Malunkyap's sons. Malunkyaputta is the name of a Brahmin woman who lived during the time of the Buddha. He was the son of the Brahmin woman, so he was called Malunkyaputta. Sometimes offspring were named by their parents' names, and sometimes parents were known by their offspring's name. And also you have parallels in the English language also. Names such as Johnson, Smithson, and so on. There was a couple during the time of the Buddha who were called Nakula Mata and Nakula Pita. That means Nakula's mother and Nakula's father. They were known by the name of their son. Here the monk was known by the name of his mother. So he was called Malunkyaputta. We do not know much about this monk, but from the suttas we gather that this monk joined the order early in his life. However, he did not meditate, he did not practice. Maybe he was fond of speculative questions, interested in metaphysical problems. Once he asked metaphysical question of the Buddha. These questions came to be known as undeclared question or unanswered question. These questions were asked by other people also. One day he dwelled in seclusion. After being alone in seclusion, he thought. The thought arose in his mind. There are these feasts of views undeclared by the Blessed One, set aside and avoided by him. Namely, the world is eternal. The world is not eternal. The world is finite. The world is infinite. The soul is the same as the body. The soul is one and the body is another. After death, the Tathagata or the Buddha is. After death, the Tathagata is not. After death, a Tathagata both is and is not. After death, the Tathagata neither is nor is not. These are 10 questions. So we will skip some question, some conversation. In brief, the Buddha meant was that the question put to him by Malunkyaputta was not important. Because the immediate problems for everybody is to purify the minds. In this case, for Malunkyaputta, to purify his mind, to get rid of kilesa, mental defilements, desire, anger, jealousy, etc., and to get rid of karma and its results. Just speculating on whether the world is eternal or not does not help him to get rid of mental defilements. Just speculating on whether the world is eternal or not does not help to get free from the wrongs of samsara. So Buddha said, consequently, Malunkyaputta, remember, what is undeclared by me as undeclared, and what is declared by me as declared. What is undeclared by me? The world is eternal is undeclared by me. The world is not eternal, is not undeclared by me, and so on. So all these questions are undeclared. Why is that undeclared by Buddha? Why is that undeclared by me? It is unconnected with welfare. It does not belong to the principle of the holy life. It does not lead to dispassion. It does not lead to fading out. It does not lead to cessation. It does not lead to peace. It does not lead to direct knowledge, to full enlightenment. It does not lead to nirvana, cessation of all suffering. That is why it is undeclared by Buddha. Even if the Buddha were to give answer to this question, the answer will not help anybody to be dispassionate or to gain direct knowledge, full enlightenment, and nibbana. And Buddha said, what is declared by me? Suffering is declared by me. This origin of suffering is declared by me. This cessation of suffering is declared by me. This way leading to the cessation of suffering is declared by me, Buddha said. So what the Buddha declared? What the Buddha declared was the Four Noble Truths. Why is that declared by me? Why is that declared by Buddha? It is connected with welfare. It belongs to the principle of the holy life. It leads to dispassion. It leads to fading out. It leads to cessation. It leads to peace. It leads to direct knowledge, to full enlightenment, to nirvana, cessation of all suffering. That is why it is declared by Buddha. So these Four Noble Truths are important. When yogi realize these Four Noble Truths through direct experience, then you can attain the cessation of suffering and you attain nirvana. What Buddha meant was that we should not waste our time on speculation from which we cannot get definite answer and which do not lead to dispassion and so on. What's the problem? The problem is jati, birth, jara, aging, marana, death. Birth, aging, death, and so on. And the problem is how to get rid of these suffering in this world. Realization of the Four Noble Truths will lead us to the final cessation of suffering. These are the truths the Buddha declared. When the Buddha said this, how do you think Malunkyaputta responded? How did he respond to this answer of the Buddha? Did he get up and go away? Consequently, Malunkyaputta remember what is undeclared by me as undeclared. Remember what is declared by me as declared. That is what the Buddha said. Then Malunkyaputta was satisfied and he delighted in the Blessed One's words. He was pleased with what the Buddha said to him. So he did not leave the order. He did not go back to lay life. He continued to be a monk, but still it seems he did not practice meditation seriously. Because when we come to the Sutta, the Malunkyaputta Sutta, Malunkyaputta was already old. So he did not pay serious attention to the practice of meditation. He neglected the practice of meditation when he was young. Only when he got old, when he got very old, did he show any desire to practice meditation. So you can find this Malunkyaputta Sutta in the Sayadaw Nikaya, the collection of miscellaneous suttas. And also you can find this sutta in Theragatha, Visuddhi Nipata. So this sutta is very important sutta. Then the Venerable Malunkyaputta came to the Blessed One. Having come to him, he paid respect to the Buddha and sat down at the suitable place. So seated, the Venerable Malunkyaputta said to the Blessed One, now you will notice, you did not hear Evam Me Suttam. That means, thus have I heard at the beginning of the sutta. You need to understand that every sutta is introduced by the words Evam Me Suttam, thus have I heard. Here we do not find these words. That is because there are thousands of sutras in this collection. Many sutras were delivered as Saviti at the Jetavana monastery. So during the 45 Vasa, Buddha's 45 Vasa, he stayed as Saviti for 24 Vasa. During 45 Vasa, he stayed in Saviti 24. So maybe the compilers got tired of mentioning Evam Me Suttam, thus have I heard at the beginning of every sutta. So they just left these words out and let people know that when there is no sentence stating where the Buddha was living and staying, then you are to take it that the sutta was delivered as Saviti. That is why we do not have the introductory sentence here in this sutta. So we may assume that this sutta was delivered at the Jetavana monastery in Saviti. So Malunkyaputta came to the Buddha. He paid respect to the Buddha and sat down at the suitable place. When monks went to the Buddha, or when monks attended upon the Buddha, they sat down at the suitable place. In Pali, it is called Ekamantam. Suitable place. What that means? That means the place is not too far or not too close to or not at the back of the Buddha or not at the front of the Buddha, not higher than the Buddha and so on. That is called suitable place. So he seated and Venerable Malunkyaputta said to the Blessed One, Sadhu me bande bhagawa sankhetena dhammante setu yamaham bhagavato dhamma sutta eko upakato apamato atapi pihitato vihareyam. So Malunkyaputta said to the Buddha, Bande, it would be good for me if the Buddha would teach me the Dhamma in brief, hearing which teaching from the Buddha, I might dwell alone, I might dwell secluded, I might be mindful with energy that dissipate mental defilements, and with mind directed towards enlightenment. So Malunkyaputta said to the Buddha. Now he asked the Buddha to teach him a subject of meditation. Maybe he became interested in the practice of meditation because now he was old. The words he used are remarkable. Ego, I might dwell alone. Upakato, I might be secluded. Apamato, I might dwell mindful. Atapi, I might dwell with energy that dissipate mental defilements. Pahitato vihariyam, I might dwell with mind directed towards enlightenment. That is what every yogi should do. After hearing from the Buddha, he said that Malunkyaputta would dwell alone, he would dwell secluded, he would dwell mindful, and that he would be energetic, and that he would direct his mind only towards enlightenment. So these Pali words important. You need to remember. Yogi Tingwe, can you follow me? Eko, Upakato, Apamato, Atapi, Pahitato Vihariyam. Eko, Upakato, Apamato, Atapi, Pahitato Vihariyam. So ego is you dwell alone. Ego, you dwell alone. It is important. Malunkyaputta said that he would dwell alone. So when you practice meditation, the best condition is to practice alone. When you practice alone, you don't have to worry about other people disturbing you. When you practice alone, your concentration will not be disturbed by other people. So you can practice as much as you like without disturbance or interference from other people. So the best thing is to practice alone. This does not mean if you cannot be alone that you do not practice meditation. What about practicing in the group? Here, retreat, very limited yogis or yogi practice in group. If everybody minds his own business of meditation, you are as good as alone. When you are practicing meditation, you are doing it alone. Even though you may be at a retreat, even though you may be practicing with other yogis, you are going alone. You are going at your own pace. Different yogis have different disposition. Different yogis have different experience. Faith are not the same. Energy are not the same. So no two persons can practice together, making progress together and so on. Whether you practice by yourself or in a group, actually, or you are practicing alone. The only thing good about practicing meditation with other yogis is that you get inspiration from other yogis. Other yogis are so energetic, so calm, and really mindful of everything. When someone are dejected or depressed, he can look at other people practicing meditation diligently, so he can get inspiration from other energetic yogis. That is why it is important not to do anything that might disturb other person. Just as we want to be undisturbed, we should not do anything that would disturb others. That way you are alone, even though you may be practicing in a group like this. So Malunkyaputta said that he would live alone and practice meditation. And Upakato Viharayam, I will be secluded. That means I will approach a place which is secluded. This also does not mean that if you cannot find a secluded place, if you cannot find a quiet place, you are not to practice meditation. It does not mean like this. In the cities, especially modern cities, seclusion or quietness is very difficult to get. It is best if you can find a really secluded place and do meditation there. If you cannot find it, if you live in the city and want to practice meditation, just practice meditation among the noises and distraction. You may ignore noises and distraction altogether and practice meditation. Or you may make these noises and distraction the object of your meditation. dwelling upon them, making notes of them. Sunrise is no problem. However, the best place is where there is seclusion, where there is quietness, and there are three viveka, three seclusion. Kaya viveka, Citta viveka, and Upati viveka, three vivekas. So three viveka, need to remember three seclusion. Can you follow me? Kaya viveka, Citta viveka, Upati viveka. Again, Kaya viveka, Citta viveka, Upati viveka. So three seclusion. Kaya viveka means seclusion of the body. That means to be in seclusion without any company. It is very beneficial when you practice meditation. That is why for meditation purpose, Buddha had instructed Arinyakatowa, go into a forest. Rokamulakatowa, go under a tree. Sunyagarakatowa, go to a quiet place. So for an individual who does not indulge in greed, even if he does not practice meditation, to stay in seclusion is very peaceful. Another one is Citta Viveka, seclusion in the mind. You stay alone, you practice alone, you are in seclusion, but you are thinking a lot, your mind wandering a lot, your mind is not secluded, thinking about sensual desire, kamicchanda, thinking about vyavara, evil. And mixed with restlessness and remorse, skeptical doubt, etc. So the mind is not secluded. Now, Citta Viveka means seclusion from kilesa. That means to be clean and free from mental defilements, to be in the states of profound jhana, only just noting mind, vipassana citta, going on, your mind is secluded from mental defilements. And the last one is upati viveka. That means secluded from all mental defilements, secluded from khanda, five aggregates, abhisankara, etc. So all the upati are secluded in Nibbana. So Malunkyaputta said to the Buddha, Upakato vihariyam, I will be secluded. And then Apamato vihariyam. Malunkyaputta said, I will be mindful. you come to the retreat to practice mindfulness meditation, Malunkyaputta said, I will be mindful. That means I will apply mindfulness in every activities. I will be mindful. I will apply mindful to every bodily activities. I will apply mindfulness to every activities of speech, every activities of the mind. It is important to keep mindfulness always when you are practicing meditation, especially when you are in intensive retreat. Whenever you see, you have to be mindful. Whenever you hear, you have to be mindful. Whenever you walk, stand, you have to be mindful. Mindful all the time. So the practice of meditation is like rubbing sticks together to produce fire. When people wanted to produce fire in ancient times, they rub two sticks together until fire is produced. If they stopped in the middle, they would not be able to make fire at all. So they had to rub and rub and rub until they got the necessary temperature to produce fire. In the same way, when we practice meditation, we have to keep mindfulness always, so that one moment of mindfulness is supported by another moment of mindfulness, preceding mindfulness, support succeeding mindfulness, preceding concentration, support succeeding concentration, etc. So try to produce various kinds of mindfulness. Then you can gain momentum and realization will come to you anytime. So mindfulness or being mindful or keeping mindfulness always is very important during the practice of meditation. So here Malunkyaputta said, Apamato vihariyam, I will be mindful. And then he said to the Buddha, Atapi, I will be with energy that dissipate mental defilements. The Pali word for this is Atapi. You're very familiar with these words. The basic meaning of Atapi is having something which heats. That means something which heats some other things. Here, heat means making others evaporate, like fire evaporating waters or wetness. So energy is compared to these heating things. When there is energy, when there is effort, the mental defilements cannot arise in yogis. The mental defilements are dissipated. The mental defilements are heated and they evaporate. So energy is supposed to do the kinds of heating. energy that dissipates mental defilements means I will make effort. I will be energetic. I will not be lazy. When Bodhisattva practiced under the Bodhi tree, he made a resolution. May my skin, sinews, and bones remain. May my flesh and blood dry up. I will not give up this energy. So such kinds of energy is called atapi. Here to be with energy that dissipates mental defilements means applying the four aspects of as, right effort. Right effort is among the 8 factors of the path. It has 4 aspects. The first one is avoiding unwholesome states which have not arisen in yogi before. It is avoiding unwholesome states that have not arisen in your mind before, or you can say avoiding new unwholesome states. It is like avoiding disease which you have not had before. When you know there is a disease and that it is deadly, so dangerous, you will surely avoid getting it. Like pandemic, etc. You try to avoid the kinds of disease, not be infected. In the same way, yogi should understand that unwholesome states, unwholesome karma are deadly because they can send us to the 4 woeful states. So we should avoid unwholesome deeds as much as possible. That is avoiding unwholesome states that have not arisen in yogis. The other one is avoiding unwholesome states that have arisen in us. That means sometimes we may have had some unwholesome states. The same unwholesome states, when they arise in us again, are said to be the unwholesome states which have arisen in us. So we should not do, or we should avoid doing those unwholesome states. We should avoid doing those unwholesome actions which we have done before. Another one is to do wholesome deeds, wholesome actions that have not been done before. If you have not practiced charity, if you have not practiced giving, you should practice dana, charity. If you have not taken precepts and kept them, you should take 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts for the samanera, for the sangha. More rules, you need to keep them, you need to observe them. If you have not practiced meditation before, you should practice meditation. If you not practice meditation diligently, you should practice diligently. It is doing or cultivating wholesome deeds that you have not done before. So meditation the best. So you practice again and again, more continuously, more meticulously. If you have not done before, you should do. And the fourth aspect is making much of the wholesome deeds that you have done before. If you have practiced charity once, practice this again. If you have taken sila or precepts, take them firmly. Do not break your precepts. If you have practiced meditation before, practice again and again so that you may make progress and reach higher stages. So with energy that dissipates mental defilements means just trying to meditate or trying to be mindful of everything. When you apply mindfulness to whatever you are experiencing, you are applying all these four aspects of effort. So when you keep on being mindful, you do not do any unwholesome deeds which you have not done before. You do not do any unwholesome deeds which you have done before. So you are doing something which you have not done before, that is meritorious deeds, and also you are making progress in the practice that you have done. So vipassana meditation, you are applying all four aspects of right effort. So you need to maintain your vipassana status, and you need to bring your vipassana stages to perfect. So we will explain more the Samabadana, Atapi. This time we have to stop our discourse for today. By practicing vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the six senses continuously and meticulously, by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, seeing, hearing, diligently, may all yogis be liberated from suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future. So